Let's bring out some mashke. Let's bring out some mashke.
I have a question before we talk.
Yeah, sure.
We didn't learn Hillside's Beis Hamikdash, but
We did. Thursday night, we're doing Maimer.
The Masa.
No, we finished the Masa. Binya Beis Hamikdash.
This Thursday?
We started last Thursday.
Oh,
We're continuing.
No, the Rambam is also
It's a Shlocha Brotas. Now the Rambam is Hilchot Beis Hamikdash. The Rambam that we did
Friday.
Thursday night, which is Friday already, was the same Rambam, the Rambam we did in the Tzemach Tzedek. So we always do Hilchos Beis Hamikdash here. It's just that this year I figured I'm learning the Maimed. So we're going to learn a little bit last Thursday night.
Masa
Kosov is still not Mamish Binya Beis Hamikdash. So Binya Beis Hamikdash, last week we went through about the Beis Hamikdash and the main things and a little bit about the Lechem Aponim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol neh b'dvarim. Who?
Right?
Yeah, okay, good. Beautiful. Okay. We'll make a little chaim before we start learning today. S'chlein and go around.
Even if what you write it for text easy.
You know what? A story my Zayda said was the Rav at Chernigiv. He was a very choshev Talmid Chochem. He was a goin. We have enough cups. We have too few people, but we have enough cups. But Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol neh b'dvarim. Amen. L'chaim. So the Radatz Chaim, the Rav in Chernigiv, he was already an old man. He came to Tzemach Tzedek. He said his minig was he used to learn all night. By day he was busy. Right? He would learn. But what should he do? He's getting old and he's getting tired. Tzemach Tzedek told him he should take a tall glass every night and fill it up till the top with 96 with mashke 96% alcohol.
Yeah.
109
in the car.
What?
You can put it in the car and drive.
Tall glass full of it. And he should drink it. And then he'll be able to be up a whole night.
Actually, Yaakov was better physically.
And he did?
He did it, and he said, "Oh, it's like you let him go down the sheet."
I mean, if I drink such a cup,
Exactly. If you drink a cup like this,
I'm done.
you'll be done.
Well,
I heard from one rich Syrian guy.
Yeah.
adultery one of his
Yeah.
one of
10,
the
15 years ago,
went to the doctor.
when a rabbi
He's like
was there,
90,
he said,
90 years old.
in his house.
Well, you really got
Wow,
to
that's
like alcohol.
You gotta-
We drink. I say, yeah, I know the 4% water is not doing me any good.
Shabbat night,
Man,
he's looking around with his wife, Abu Dhabi. She's sleeping and he's not there. He went to the closet, he put lamp, and he learned the whole night in the closet. But he don't want them to know.
Right. Wow.
Imagine the whole night with the lamp sitting inside the closet learning.
Wow.
That's
you
unbelievable.
heard the story the rabbi said about the Tzemach Tzedek. It was in that young man. The Tzemach Tzedek learned standing up. He learned-
I'm for Friday.
you know how many things he learned standing?
6 hours. Unbelievable.
That's-
Okay. Let's learn. Beautiful. What we're learning tonight, besides being connected, I mean, it's the Parsha. We're learning the Parsha. But it's remarkable. We're reading this Parsha on Erev Tisha B'Av. And this pasuk has to do with Tisha B'Av. This pasuk is about Tisha B'Av. The whole Devarim is really words of Moshe Rabbeinu to Klal Yisrael before he passes away, and he gives them Musar. And in this pasuk, he tells them the Musar about the story of the Meraglim. They complained all night, and the Eibishter said, "You were crying a bechia, you in the midbar. Yeah, bechia shel chinam. It's going to be bechia l'doros."
Suffering till today
Right.
because of the miracle.
Right. So this is the pasuk. Vaterognu ve'olechem vatoimru v'sinas Hashem oisonu hoitzionu me'eretz Mitzrayim losois oisonu biyado ha'moiri lahashmidein. A very, very strong pasuk. And every year when I learn it, it's like, it's like so, it goes so fast in the chitas, but it stands out. It's like, wow, the Eibishter is getting an accusation against him. Yidden are saying, the sinas Hashem oitzonu, because the Eibishter hates us. It's the Yonam at its time. He took us out of the land of Mitzrayim. Losses the son of Miyada Emoidi to put us in the hand of the Emoidi Lashmidenu to wipe us out.
That's not the Meraglim, the Bnei Israel say.
Yeah, but Meraglim convinced them.
The push.
Rashi says, "Vaterognu loshen hora." The word terognu means loshen hora. Lechein divrei nargo odem amoitze diba. Sinas Hashem oisonu. Who oyevesk? The Eibishter really loved you. Haval atam soinim oise, but you hate him. Moshel hedyet oimer. There's a moshel hedyet that says, "Ma debelibach al rachmech, ma delibech aloch." What does this mean? There's two pshatim that the Mefarshim say in Rashi. One is simple, that the moshel hedyet is that people project their feelings onto others. Ma delibech arichmach. When you have a taina, when you're angry at the person you like, so you project that also he is angry at you. You're angry with me now, right? No, I'm not angry. No, you're angry with me now.
Called gaslighting today in today's language.
That's something else. There's gaslighting, but there's also projection. A person projects their feelings onto someone else, and that's the moshel hedyet. This that you have a taina and a sina on the person that you usually like, is because it's your heart. So you think that he is angry at you and he hates you like you hate him, but it's not true. And there's another pshat we'll get in a second. We'll see in the Sichos Chachamim. But anyway, the Eden said, "B'sinas Hashem Ma'asonu." And Rashi says, the Eibishter really loves you. You're the one that hate him. He doesn't hate you. And he gives a mashal for this. Okay, b'sinas Hashem Ma'asonu. It's on the time. So he took us out because he hated us. Mashal Melech, Moshe Adam, Shreil Shnei Bonim. It's a Mashal Melech that had two children. Yeshlish Shtei he has two fields. Achas shel Shakya, Achas shel Baal. One is Shakya, the water, it drinks the water from the river right next to it all the time. Achas shel Baal, and one is empty. There's no water there. It has to rain for it to grow. The Mishu Oyev Noisen shel Shakya. The son that he loves, he gives him the field that with the water. The Mishu Son and Noisen shel Baal, he gives him the empty field that has no water. Eretz Mitzrayim shel Shakya. Shenilas Oiva Mashka is Eretz Canaan shel Baal. It's on him in Mitzrayim, that it's Canaan. Okay. Sichos Chachamim. What does Rashi bother? Why does Rashi bring that? Hoshel, what's bothering Rashi? Das Rashi bezeh she'altik she'ech yodim Yisrael she'kadosh baruch hu soinam. Someone's going to ask, how did the Yidden know? How did the Yidden know that the Eibishter hates them? So therefore, Mefadish Rashi says, Ki shehem soinim la'kadosh baruch hu. Because they hate the Eibishter. Omru gam hu soinim the moshel hedyet. So Rashi wants to explain how did the Yidden know the Eibishter hates them? The Yidden was saying the Eibishter hates us. What makes you think the Eibishter hates you? Oh, because they must have hated the Eibishter. And just like when it happens, project your feelings on someone else, Moshe Rabbeinu said, you say the Eibishter hates you because you hate the Eibishter. And you think the Eibishter hates you. It's not true. The Eibishter loves you. Okay? And then he says his own pshat. What this that in your heart that you hate your friend? And you say that your friend hates you. But your friend really likes you. You say that you like him and he hates you. But the truth is the opposite. This is not about projection of feelings. This is gaslighting. The first shot is projection. Sichos is gaslighting. The other way around. This is gaslighting. That the truth is that you are angry and he's not angry. When you say Moshe Kapoya, you're gaslighting. That's this. The Sichos is gaslighting. The first shot is just projection. Okay. It's also the sin. It's mashma shoyts it's b'shul sin. Loy abaloy harbe nisim oslam klois oisem lachedis. What do you mean? How could they say the Eibishter hates us when he made so many miracles for them? Ratzlaim b'kram mashma shoyts b'shul sin. But harbe nisim oslam klois oisem lachedis. When parish kacham oitzis achas shashaka ach shabal kosav ram yishlut moya lama pirsha mikra zev b'shul shaka b'shul bal. Im avush moire sheyetzes lasine yoyes sine sheyetzesem lalichem el moire lashmidam. The need of the kosher lahu hechi okay avel loimer. Sine shemaison yetzon lo yetzon oison miyadam moire meretz mitzrayim lomali. Why did he add the words meretz mitzrayim? Al korcha chakro loy noked yetzon meretz mitzrayim el lamashal. Shel bal v'shel shaken. V'ado v'akosov chod avoid kamar. Koloim achod b'sine shemaison. L'moshel shel baal v'shashaki. V'oid acheres lost son of a doik. Pir shel baal mokem yavish v'eretz smeit shetzrich l'shkoisa. Well, I'll explain a little better the Ram's question and the answer soon. Let's go to the Maskil of David. The Maskil of David. Simeshemesono aval pirish the kosel is bothering Rashi. Given the Ratzlam Shemachmas and also. Not come in mibli yacholos. Misinose yoisem aitzim. Mike Omer. Bisinose. The pasuk says Bisinas Hashem aisono aitziono. It should have said Misinas Hashem. It's a diktuk issue. Elochem avatem bisinas kolem amartem kach b'shvil asinas sheyesh lechem imoy. Hoitzionu, Adim loikel aber lemel b'senes Hashem, I son Hashem Adam Moiri. Alavadi 3 million in the Vachtam Chodesh Etzionu, Meretz Mitzrayim Shirei Shakim Loit Los Loisonu Adam Moiri. Before we continue in the Qur'an, the Rebbe is saying, the Sichos says that what's bothering Rashi? What made the Yidden think that the Eibishter hates them? What makes him think? I don't understand, says the Rebbe. What kind of question is this? What make the Yidden said? You must hate us. You bring us into the hands of the Almighty, Lashmideinu. So you must hate us. Why would Rashi have a question? If a child reads the pasuk from the beginning to the end, it says, "Vatoimru." The Yidden said, "The Eibishter hates us." Why? Because he took us out of Mitzrayim, lost the son of Yadam, Lashmideinu. What's wrong with the pasuk that Rashi has to give a whole funny mashal hedyet? The pasuk is saying, what's wrong in the pasuk? What's missing in the pasuk? The Maskil David says that there was a thing. It says bisinas. It should say misinas. The Rebbe says it's a nice pshat, but I'm doubting derech pshat for a child, a 5-year-old child, that there's a big difference if it says bisinas or misinas. Same thing. So another pshat again, the Sichos pshat doesn't make sense. Why would a child have a question? The Yidden say the Eibishter hates us. The pasuk says why? Very simple. Why does Rashi have to say but this a projection, shmekshan?
First, the first marshal, and then
Second marshal. Exactly. Questions on both. But they're just doing one at a time, one question at a time. But yeah, it's on both. You're very good. You're right. There is a Mephoidish that says that he wouldn't give them Moser on things that they thought, only things they did. The Rebbe says a very funny pshat. What do you mean? They're always getting. If they didn't have a moon in the Abish that they could take Meretz Yisrael, they got punished for that. And also, Bachlal, what does it mean? V'hu hoya oya veischem. What's the chiddush? Obviously, the Abish likes Yid. And Bachlal, it's a little schwer. Why is it actually say Mashal head yoid? And the emphasis takas, it's a little difficult. Like, what's a pshat? What is a pshat with your friend? Like, we usually say Kemaim aponim kain levadam al adam. You know, two people like each other, it's mutual. But over here we're saying it's different. Like, why should it be different? Usually we say that if two people like each other, right? If two people like each other, it's mutual.
Yes.
If one person loves, the other person loves them back. If one person hates, the other person hates them back.
Right.
But here we're saying no. That the Eibishter loves the Yidden and the Yidden hate the Eibishter. But it's a little funny. What's going on over here? Usually, Taka, we say that it's leva kamaim upon him leva adam, but here we're saying not this way. We're saying that Rashi saying the sinas Hashem Maisanu that the Eibishter likes you, but you hate him. What's going on? Let's go to the second shot in the Rashi. The second shot was a mashal of a melech that had two fields. Let's read it again in Rashi quickly. A king that had two sons. He had two fields. One is a field that has a lot of water, and one is empty. The son he likes, he gives him the good field with a lot of water. Son that he hates, gives him the field with.
Who did he give the other?
Right.
Mitzrayim.
Eretz Mitzrayim shel Shakya shenilasoilo mashko is Eretz Canaan shel Baal v'Yitzonu Mitzrayim losad Eretz Canaan. So let's read the Guraria at the bottom of the page. Who's the author of the Guraria? Huh? Maharal. Very good. Chaim Lachar?
Fine.
This is what we the Rebbe is speaking about
The Rashi, yeah. This is this Pasha.
about what specifically I want to.
This Pasha is the pasuk about the Jews complaining. All night of Tisha B'Av they complained, and Hashem said they complained Bechia Lechinam, and now they're going to have a Bechia Ladoidus. And it's a Shkocha Pratis. We read this pasuk in this week, which is Erev Tisha B'Av. It says, "Vaterognu v'aleichem." You complained in your tents. V'toimeru, and you said, "B'sinas Hashem esonu." The Eibishter hates us, and therefore it's Yonam Eretz Mitzrayim. He took us out of Egypt. Plus, us son of Adam Moedi, Lashmi Deinu, to put us in the hand of the Moedi to wipe us out, to crush us.
Right.
That happened all night of Tisha B'Av, and next morning the Eibishter said, "Okay, that's it. You don't believe in my ability to take you there."
You ask for.
Yeah. The Guraya says, look at the bottom of the page.
Not for sure.
B'sinas Hashem, v'oyoy v'eschem, d'loi kein. Lo yavel el michta b'raka, etzionim mitzrayim, los esonim b'yad ha'moyri lashmideni. What is he? Elo, shabalami mishusha esonim moise, choshu, shizborach esonim es Yisrael, moshel malabas v'dam, d'loi kein. Here. In the Guraya, second line. Moshe Malach Basal Dam, Dim Loikim, the Chibla Shvisha, Soinim, Isim, Etzanim, and Mitzrayim, Shrisha, Mavodim. Ela Moshe. Why, if he hates them, why is he taking out of Mitzrayim? So different is a Moshe. Tik Sharam, Rebbe Eliyahu Mizrachi asks, Shema Koskib Shutli? Why can't you read the pasuk straight? Shvil Sinos and Oitzios, Oitzim, Mitzrayim, Kedei Losses, Oisim, Miyad, Oamoidi, V'lo Mitzrayim Moshe. Why do you need a Moshe? Isn't it simple? The pasuk says, very simple. The Jew says Hashem hates us, therefore he took us out of Egypt to put his hand into the hands of the Amoidi so the Amoidi could kill us. What's missing in the pasuk that he has to give a funny meshul with a king, with two sons, with two fields? What's wrong in the pasuk? What's not understood in the pasuk? Chazal, it's a drash of Chazal, and they're right. Why? You like some l'chaim?
You know what? To make sure you had water.
Oh, I got. Thank you very much.
Sitting.
Again, right after the brackets. Why would they think the Abisha took them out of Mitzrayim so the Emory would kill them? It's a weird taina that the Jews are having. Strange. If God really wanted to kill them, why wouldn't He allow Parik to do it, or Moloch to do it, or any of the other enemies to do it? Why did He make a Kriyas Yamsuf? David saw that he doesn't want to give them the Mitzrayim. Maybe she hates them. And therefore he took them out of Mitzrayim. If he loved them, he would kill the Mitzrayim and let the Yidden stay in Mitzrayim. Masha Omar. So let's stop for a second. There's a story. There was a Yid. Was traveling, came by night to a town. There's no Yidden there. Tisha B'Av. Okay. No, he's stuck in this town. It's different Shabbos. What's a Shabbos? What happens on Kinnis? Takes off his shoes, sits down on the ground, and starts crying. Very, very simple people. Mamish knew nothing. They say, Rebbe, why are you crying? What's Tisha B'Av? What's Tisha B'Av? We know we have to fast, but what's the Tisha B'Av? Basically, Flesh. We're godless. We don't belong here. Mashiach is going to come. We're going to live a different life. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to live in Eretz HaKodesh. It's going to be protected from all sides. It will be a beautiful life. Man says, you mean it? We're not going to have the Cossacks come and steal all the livestock in our barn and steal our wheat and torch our houses? Yeah. Guy says, I can't believe it. Sign me up. I want to go with Mashiach. The woman says, hey, wait a minute. I'm not so convinced. You know what? How about talk to that Mashiach? Maybe he could take all the Cossacks to Israel and we can live here nice and quietly. All right. Take the Cossacks to Israel. Well, we just sit here quiet. So that's exactly the story of the Guraya. The Jew said, why did you take us out of Mitzrayim? Take the Cossacks to Israel. Right. Take Pari and all his people and take them to Israel. And why didn't you leave us in Mitzrayim to have the beautiful fat land of Mitzrayim? Masha Kosov. The Pasuk says, in the beginning of the line is the bracket, is the quotation mark. Los is the son of Yada Moira Lashmidenu. In a Pirish Moira Hoirigos. The Pirish Los enemy Yada Moira, Kolome Alpha Pishuch Lashmidoism. Vim Em Yashmida Moira Tov, Mukubala Kadosh Baruch Hu, Shere Ein Mavakish Lashmidoism, Adarada, Tamadamatzaloism, Lama Kadosh Baruch Hu, Noisem Yada Moira, Efsha Yashmidoism, Bechol Besinoi Loseleh. Shaloi Roitz Alanichem Eretz Mitzrayim, Shemois Sinah, Shein Roitz Alichem Mois Meretz Mitzrayim, Ein Makbet. Afim Mois Roitz Lasakona Shalom Moiri, Shemloike. Shemloy Soino, Shemloy Moiser, Salasakon Lahash, Midoism Yada Moiri. Achesh, Mitzrayim, Mitoy Mioy. Anyway, bottom line of the first shot of the Maral, why didn't he take the Cossacks and bring them to Gaza? Bring the Cossacks to Gaza. Bring the Cossacks to Tel Aviv and Yafo. We're going to stay here in Krakow, in Pilchik. We're going to stay here in Ingvar. we're going to stay in Odessa. So that's the way they're teaching the pasuk. That because the Eibishter hates us, he took us out of Mitzrayim. Because the question is, why does it say he took us out of Mitzrayim? Obviously, he took us out of Mitzrayim because he hates us. And he doesn't care that we're going to have now a big fat fight with the Moedi. Yeah, whatever. He'll try to help us a little, as much as he could. Kilu, that's what they said. Second shot. Lama tell bitzia. Chemash meloshenavim rashi shama soy basina hoisa. This is two pshat. The Rebbe says both pshatim are very shver. The first pshat that he says, like, how could he even think that the Eibishter hates them? He would let them fall in the hands of Paroi. But he always kvetching these words. Why didn't you ask it, all of a sudden, the Chumash Devarim? So you have to think, the kasha. This is what you're not listening to what the Jews are saying for 40 years? Was mit dem Malheit geworden, Akasha. And the second shot, that the question is why the Pasuk says that the Eibishter took us out of Mitzrayim. He should just said he hates us, so he brought us into the hands of the Moedi. The Rebbe says in Pshut Shemikah, it's so not true. So many times. Look in B'Shalach. Why did the Pasuk say Haitzisonu Mitzrayim? Or in Chukas. Or again, we see constantly when the Jews are complaining, they say, why did you take us out of Mitzrayim? So if it's a question, what are you saying you take out Mitzrayim? It's obvious. They're always saying it. And it's a reason why they say it. Because they said, Zacharno Sadoga Shernechel Mitzrayim Chinam Balam Mitzvah Mitzrayim. They said with the Meraglim, better we should go back to Mitzrayim. So you're asking why the Jews emphasize that we went out of Mitzrayim? That's what they constantly saying. They're saying like Toiv Lanu Lashem Mitzrayim. Nitna Roish V'Neshuva Mitzrayim. It's not a question why they said that, why the Torah uses the extra 2 words, Hoitzionu Me'eretz Mitzrayim, 3 words. It's not a kasha. This is not a kasha. What's a kasha it does? They're constantly happening. The Yidden are always screaming this thing. The Yidden are always saying the same taina. Why'd you take us out of Mitzrayim? That these 3 words are extra words. It's a very big pella. And again, why would Rashi need to have a mashal? The first Rashi a mashal, second Rashi a mashal, and the first Rashi mashal ahedit, and the second Rashi is mashal amelech. What's going on over here? Okay, so the Rebbe's biur is like this. First of all, it's a very shveda pasuk that Jews are leveling an unbelievable accusation against the Eibishter, saying the Eibishter hates them. Wow. And we don't hear it in Parshas Shalach. We didn't hear that time in B'Shalach. We never heard these words. Sinas Hashem Maisonu. So number one, it's like, wow, he didn't say such a thing. And then, like, why would Rashi need 2 Mishov? Everything in the pasuk is very simple. Rashi gita ahina her, mashal ahedit, mashal amelach. Everything is so understood in the pasuk that the question is, why is Rashi giving so many pshatim? So the Rebbe said, it's like a tough one. Where would the Rebbe going to come up with something like pshat for this one? It's really a tough. These Rashis are schwer to verstehen. And tak all the Meforshim ask. That's the Mizrahi usually answers. This is the only Mizrahi. Come on. We ask Zakasha and Idash, and he leaves it with a tzorechiyum. It's funny. The Rebbe said, pshat. Very pashut. You have to read the whole pasuk from the beginning and every Rashi from the beginning. It says, "Vaterognu ba'aleich." Rashi says, "Loshen hora." V'chein dibrei nirgun odem amoitzik diba. Rashi already used a few times the word deroignim, and he didn't explain what the word deroignim. It says, "Eiche esem asachem v'rivchem." Rashi says, "Melamed shoy roignim." I didn't explain over there what roignim means. What's going on over here? Rashi's bothered. It says, "Vaterognu v'aleich." If you didn't sleep when you learned the whole parsha of B'Shalach, you'd remember that all the grumbling did not happen deep in the tent. They were screaming in the streets. A whole night they were crying, Kol Beis Yisrael. It didn't sound like there was something going on in the tents, quietly in the tents. There's a big difference between grumbling in the tents and screaming in the streets. Is it a protest in the streets? From the whole Parshas V'Shalach, it sounds like the Menaglim came back. No one walked into a tent. They came to Central Point. 600,000 men showed up, and they said, "Okay, give us a report." They walked on the stage. They took the blowhorn, the what's it called? Not the
Megaphone.
bullhorn. Sorry, they took the megaphone, the bullhorn, and Zemongim Shrayin, terrible things. Kolov grabbed the bullhorn away from them. A hint tzadik, and the Jews started crying and screaming. It was a protest of 600,000 people in the center square of the encampment. It doesn't sound like it was something that was happening in the Oyholim. So Rashi's bothered by this. Vaterognu ba'aleichem. What's vaterognu ba'aleichem mit Nabal? So if you don't learn Pshat, it's poetic. It's poetic. Moshe Rabbeinu is, when he's talking to the Yidden, he's not going to use simple words and repeat what you already learned to Pashas B'Shalach. It's oratory. But
You
in
mean
Pshat,
shlach. You mean shlach, not b'shalach.
Shlach, yeah. Shkoch. Shlach l'cha maragov. Shkoch. Shumi. So a child's going to ask, what's mit namo? Vaterognu ba'aleichem. So Rashi says that Moshe Rabbeinu was machadish, that even though in public they were screaming one things, but quietly in their tents, Mageret Lashon Hara. There was a different Lashon Hara that was grumbling in the tents. There was a Lashon Hara against the Eibishter going on in the tents. Mageret Lashon Hara. Why would they say it in the tent? Sometimes, when something is such a obvious sheker, person is shy to go out right away in the streets and start screaming it. First the Israeli press will run a story that there's genocide, there's no food in Gaza, then the whole world will pick it up. But it starts. A lot of times when a person says such a big sheker, he doesn't walk out in the street and start it. He starts grumbling in a quiet alley. Ba'aleichem. They started grumbling ba'aleichem. So Rashi says that the Yidden said that there was a sina. That they said there was that the Eibishter hates them. They couldn't say it begolui because there couldn't be a bigger divrei shtus ve'hevel than this. How could you? But Moshe Rabbeinu said that I know that quietly in the tents, it wasn't just what you were saying that the Menaglim said that the Eibishter doesn't have the ability to take care, and there was a lack of amunah b'tochim. But there was another problem. There was another problem going on. That quietly in the tents, you didn't realize how much Eibishter loves you. You quietly in the tent, you thought there was a sinner from Eibishter to you. And that's number one. And then there was another nekuda that it's l'choida, it's a davar pashut. The Eibishter already said that he's taking them to Eretz Yisrael, not giving them Eretz Mitzrayim, the Pashas Eikev, because the Eibishter says befeidish, ke'oretz asher ata b'shamal l'rishta lo ke'eretz Mitzrayim asher tizra v'shkisa beraglecha v'oretz asher atem oivim shama l'rishta eretz horim l'matara shomayim tishtamoyim. Rashi explains that in Mitzrayim, even though they have a river, but they have to beraglecha, they have to go with their feet and either bring up buckets of water, or they have to make waterways that will take the water pipes, that will take the water all the way from the Nilus to their field. But it's Yisrael, in the you can sleep by night and close your eyes, and I'm going to make that Matara Shemaim Tishtamoyim. There's a mile in it, not a chisaron. but like every Lashon Hara, so they took it and then misfadreit. So what did they say? What did they say? Moshe Lamelech. Why did they say Moshe Lamelech? They wanted to, even when you fadrei a story, you have to. So first of all, they made it. They turned it on its head. The Eibishter says Mitzrayim is not the good place. Eretz Yisrael is the good place. So first it was misfadreit, and then why is it Moshe Lamelech? The Yidden said it's just like a king. He has two sons, a paslish, and one kid he threw out in the street, and he gives him nothing, and the other son gets everything. He has to look. He doesn't want everyone should say about Michigan gegangen, one kid he threw out in the street. So he gives half his nechosim to one and half nechosim to the other son. But the son he likes, he gives him the good stuff. The son he doesn't like, gives him the bad stuff. So if you're going to say, if the Eibishter made so many miracles for us, but so why do you make so many miracles for us? Because it doesn't look good that the Eibishter is not giving us anything. That's why it says a Moshe Lamelech. That's why it says Moshe Lamelech. That there's a Moshe, but there's a Melech. He has to give. He has no choice. Kilu. This is all part of their taina. He has to give us something. He has to give us something.
And this much who's the other son?
The Mitzrim.
And he killed them.
Another question.
Yeah.
How many times Israel complained? Got up from Egypt. All the Israel complaining, but it's the first time said Hashem. All the other time they complained that no oil. Any reason for that?
That's what he's saying. That's why the Rashi learns that there was two tainas, and they were both type of tainas that they couldn't walk out in the street and say it. Moshe Rabbeinu is saying, I know that besides the taina, and that's what the Musa, Moshe Rabbeinu, besides that, you could say that the Meraglim convinced you, and you have Betochen and Amunah, and the Moshe Rabbeinu says, I realized that there was another problem going on. Ba'aleichem, there was another problem going on. Metzach who were whispering to each other when you were talking Lashon Hara, Vatorognu, Ba'aleichem, in the oilim, you were saying things. Rashi is saying that these are two things that are mistaber that a person can't say outside the oil because they're so ridiculous. These are two things that are just so ridiculous that they're so ridiculous, but still to understand what they were saying, Rashi gives a moshel. And the reason why the second one is moshel lemelech is because this is a part of their taina. And the first is moshel lahedyet, is because only by a head, the Rebbe says you could say in a few ways, maybe just by a hedyet. By a hedyet you say that you're projecting your feelings on someone else. When Moshe Rabbeinu says by the Eibush, it's not true. Like by a hedyet you say, it's k'mayim aponim. But the Eibush, it's not true. Because the Eibush, even when the Yidden hate him, the Eibush really loves him. Okay, so to summarize, Rebbe thinks that the pshat in Rashi is that Rashi is bothered by terognu ba'aleich. That it bothers Rashi. What's mitnamol? That if you learn the pashas of Meraglim, Mishlach l'chol Meraglim, it sounds like that the tainus against the Eibush against Moshe Rabbeinu was bepumbi, was in public. And what happened all of a sudden that when the Divrei Musa for Moshe Rabbeinu it says that terognu ba'aleichem, kilo, this is something they whispered to each other in the oil. And therefore, Rashi must learn that it was something that was Yeshem Tzazagan in public. They would be embarrassed to say after all the Nisim, the Eibush says. So Rashi says that there were two Nekudas in their Taina, and they're both type of Nekudas that it doesn't make sense that they would ever say it in public. Moshe Rabbeinu said, I realized that this is really behind the story of the Meraglim. There was another story that you didn't realize how much love the Eibush has to you. And fakert, you thought that there is sinna there. And another thing is that you thought that a part of this thing is that you thought that the Eibush Takilu is Moshe Lamelech. He has to give you something, and it doesn't look good or whatever. It's a ridiculous taina, and you turned around even though Be'emes Eretz Mitzrayim is not a good place, that it's all of them, and you turned everything around.
Oh, it's amazing. How much is it? A lot. Story to a bigger point.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
What do you mean? What's the third way? But it's understand.
Yeah.
Every Sichos rap of Passion is a lot.
Yeah. The Chumash becomes, the story becomes alive. The Divrei Amusar, the Divrei, the story is alive. Yeah. The Rebbe says that it's a Shkoch Pratis. We read it always. We read it always very close to Tisha B'Av. And this year we're reading it Mamish before Tisha B'Av. That was the night the Eden cried all night.
Wow.
So we learn that Rashi says that the Emes, the Eden love us. But the Eden tained the Simas Hashem my son. Taka, the Rebbe says it's brought in Svarim. Tzemach Tzedek brings it from Emek HaMelech. Eicha Yoshva Bodod Ho'ir is Rosh Tevis Eva. Because the Eden had its tained to the Eibishter. Besinas Hashem my son. And they never cried all night. The Moshe Rabbeinu says the truth is because they were chosh the Eibishter dislikes them. From them, Rachmon al became Eicha Yoshva Bodod Ho'ir Eva. Because of the Taina, the Eden said that the Eibush has Eva against them, then was Nebach Takeh, that was Eicha Yoshva Bodod. But the emesis that it's not true. The emesis it's not true. But on the other hand, there is, so, and it goes very well with the other thing of the Tzemach Tzedek. The Maimon that we looked on Tzedek, obviously, Yisrael, that Tzemach Tzedek says that Lo Hibit Avim Yaakov means that when the Eibush sees how one Yid loves the other Yid, just like a person, when I have a chisoron, I don't see it as a double mamoshi. Big deal. I have a problem. If I can look at every other yid with the same thing, so the Eibush has mida keneged mida, then it's lo yibit ovim v'yakev. Lo yibit, the Altzman says lo yibit. The Eibush doesn't look; he looks the other way. V'yar v'lo yizboina, like the Navi says. That just like a person knows his own chisoron is v'lo yizboina, segeitem nishtan. Big deal. So I have a chisoron. Well, what are you going to do? You can put me in jail? In other words, I'm a good person. I have a problem. This is my problem. I'm a good person. But I'm a good person. Huh? An addiction. Yeah. I'm a good person. But as I select like in the cash. So I'm giving this special because it's not ridiculous. But it is an addiction. People that it's a machlis nefesh. It's not people that they have everything in the world they need. They put in their pockets on the table after they have to steal. Well, so a person like that, he hates himself. He doesn't hate himself. He likes himself. He says, "I have a problem." So when a yid looks at any other yid that way, so there has to be. We have to realize that Moshe Rabbeinu, the emesis, when we think that the Eibishter Chashom has sinned to us, it's not true. We're projecting on the Eibishter, but it's not emes. The emes is that the Eibishter likes us, even while we say that the Eibishter hates us. The emes is, that's what Rashi's saying. The emes is, the emes is, even when you were saying that he hates you, he really likes you. And this taka, even though usually kamayim upon him, but there is a mashal hadi that says that sometimes he projects his things on someone else, and it's not even true. And that's what the story is. So therefore, on Tisha B'Av, we have to focus on this inyan that the Avas Hashem, that the Eibishter has to Yidden, the Mela, to be in the Schazik in Avas Yisrael and Avas Hashem. Because the Emesis Chazal say that Churban Beis Shreni was because of Sinas Chinam, and so obviously, when we're going to be metaken the inyan of Sinas Chinam, we're gonna have the Beis Hamikdash and Geula. So we focus. So this is what Rashi's saying, that we have to realize that we taine the Rachmon al there is Eva. Eicha Yoshua Badair is Eva. Because the Eibush doesn't like us, we don't like each other, but it's not true. The emesis, we have to look deep into the inyan. And be'emesis, we have to realize that the Eibishter loves us, and that we love every Yid. And this is the Nekuda that's going to bring Mashiach Tzidkeinu. Okay, so Elfin, Atake, it's because of the Avas Chinam that we see so much these days.
What was Shabbat doing when he heard this? He must have gotten
He was upset. He said he was very upset.
Very upset.
He was very upset.
Did he like make a brain?
Yeah. He gave them a little musa now. Now it wasn't a fabrenga, that was musa.
Someone might say that the intervention's all free.
No. I'm saying that
It's not just tonight, it's the first.
that what?
He's a sauce himself, but not as it.
Well, yeah. No, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. No. They shall offer l'chaim.
Page 1.
We're going to have a see him here, but the Bible could have in mind. Eli Ryder said he's going to come and give a sheet. Huh? Eli or Yitzchak? Eli. Okay. When?
9:45.
L'chaim.
The whole word, like the first few psukim in Dvarim, every pasuk has so many meanings. It's not.
Yeah. It's called Mishnah Torah. We're chazing over the whole Torah. Good.
With these all the time.
We have 2 minutes. I can tell you an unbelievable story. I just showed it to my children. Unbelievable story. I showed it to my children like 5 times again and again because you don't even chap. There's a shliach in the Rebbe city, the Dnieper Petrovsk. So the shliach lives in a building, and on Shabbos, the Russians sent all over cities in Ukraine. They sent missiles and suicide drones.
Oh, it's not now.
Yeah, the Shabbos. A missile hit the building and 2 people died. The shliach managed to go out with his children. Baruch Hashem. Unbelievable miracle. Today, someone's looking today with, my daughter last night with face recognition found beautiful pictures of me with the Rebbe. Unbelievable pictures. That was last night. So someone else was doing the same thing for the shliach. Someone found something, you won't believe it. He's walking by the Rebbe Vidal, is the shliach, 33 years ago. He's walking by, and the Rebbe gives a person bracha v'atzlocha, bracha v'atzlocha, bracha. The Rebbe lowers his voice and says, Lange gesunte Leben, bracha v'atzlocha. Just to that guy. The Rebbe always used to say bracha v'atzlocha. Besides to this guy, the Rebbe lowers his voice a trap and tells him, Lange gesunte Jahre.
What does that mean? Long
life and healthy life.
He said the same to Rabbi Gazinski. And then that whole thing with Rabbi Gazinski with the heart attack.
Yeah, there's a beautiful story here. The problem is you won't. Oh. You have to play it 5 times so you get it. Listen, you'll hear bracha v'atzlocha, then you'll hear that Rebbe lowers his voice. Lange gesunte Leben, bracha v'atzlocha, bracha v'atzlocha. Listen again. Wow, try it again. You hear?
Is it the same shliach?
This shliach that was just saying,
Wow.
bracha v'atzlocha, lange gesunte Leben, bracha v'atzlocha, bracha v'atzlocha. Huh? No, he's 33, then he's 20th place. He's 53, 52.
Huh.
Wow.
Where's your picture?
My daughter's here. There's a few of them.
Picture with the red.
Or just picture.
There's 2 pictures. 2 beautiful pictures.
What do you mean?
Here.
Facial recognition.
Searching the archives.
One is my son-in-law. My son-in-law sent me this, and then my daughter found also another one.
Someone send me 2 pictures.
Here.
You have picture.
I have 2
I have a ton of. I don't have that money, but
picture on the send them to me. They went for the ark.
this is a cute picture.
On that date.
My wife won. And that day.
This is
that day.
1976.
But I went with you to the
Very young.
To the beach. I'm a little kid.
Wow.
My mother's talking to me, Mr. but
That's you?
yeah.
Good baby. Oh, is it baby?
Huh?
Oh,
The Rebbe is talking to the women, maybe women's convention.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Me as well?
I'm 3 years old, maybe 4. Yeah. After my option, you see.
Much cuter.
Yeah. My mother's talking to me, but I'm not. I'm just looking at the Rebbe. It's like, you see, this is. It's amazing. You can find stuff today.
I see the picture on the gem, right?
Archives, right? So we have the archives or something.
No, there's
No,
Is which one? There are a couple different like
holding on the arm. Wow.
here. This is a picture my daughter found for me yesterday. It's beautiful. I just gave a pan to the Rebbe. I just have to get the gem logo off of it. I just gave. You can see the Rebbe just took the pan and is giving me $1. You see? This is. I assume. Yeah, I assume it's 98. I mean 89. Sorry, 89.
I have your face.
See? You can see. I'm holding the dollar Rebbe, but the Rebbe just took from me the pan. One hand, the Rebbe took it.
Wow.
This was special. This was like Yechidus.
This is Rabbi Vona.
Yeah. I found it because just from face recognition, my daughter went.
Why is Sichos? What's the
So the Rebbe in later years said that he doesn't have time to have Yechidus for every individual. So for whoever was an Oidach, if you were an Oidach, you could come for Yechidus. Usually there were only 50 people in the room. You would give your letter to the Rebbe, and the Rebbe would give you $1 and a bracha. I always went to I was always an Oidach. No, because I was in yeshiva. So I was always an Oidach. Why not?
Wow. You know anyone of this?
Not really. No, there's not a lot of people here. I know this. He's Lane. He's a cousin. He's a shlich in Panama. This guy.
It's kind of right.
Yeah. This guy I know. This one. From Mishpocha.
Baron Lake.
no missing one.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You look at, but the shliach is unbelievable. Someone went and found this.
Wow.
They never told him Langig is unter Yor.
Oh my God.
We'll pay them the $20 and we'll yeah. Nemesis, they